It was a scorcher today, and the hot weather is sticking around for the holiday weekend. You may head to the pool to cool off, but before you jump in, a new survey shows just how dirty public pools can be. 10 News reporter Lindsay Kennett joins us in studio tonight. And Lindsay, some of these results are pretty gross.
They are, Brittany. They're pretty shocking for me personally. The study shows that about half of Americans don't practice proper hygiene. So here's what you need to know before diving in. A dip, a few drops, and a quick look.
Looks like a 2.5.
With 50,000 visitors at Splash Valley Water Park in Roanoke County every year, testing chlorine levels every 2 hours is an important part of the job. Because not everyone practices proper swimming hygiene. A new Water Quality and Health Council survey shows 48% of Americans don't shower before getting in a pool. 40% admitted to peeing in pools as adults. And 24% said they would go swimming in a pool within 1 hour of having diarrhea. Environmental health supervisor Cindy McDowell says sweat, makeup, and deodorant can also mess with the chlorine balance, making it less effective.
And it's making the chlorine work even harder to get rid of all that. We're going to fall below the level that you want to sanitize the pool.
Questions have surfaced about the survey's accuracy. The council that released the survey is sponsored by a chlorine industry advocacy group, though McDowell says she wouldn't be surprised if the numbers are that high.
Definitely people pee in the pool. I mean, I think that's a given, and unfortunately not just children.
Public pools are required to test chlorine and pH levels and post them each day. If you don't see them posted, that's a red flag.
That the chlorine should be around 2 to 5 parts per million and the pH between 7.2 and 7.8.
Take bathroom breaks. Just hop out of the pool first. If you're sick,
diarrhea 24 hours after that. And then also, you don't want to go in with cuts, open wounds, that kind of thing either.
And rinse off before and after you dive in. The Department of Health tests public pools once a year at the beginning of the season. If you are concerned during the summer, you can contact the department. And if you're still worried, you can bring your own chlorine test kit with you. In the studio, I'm Lindsay Kennett, 10 News working for you.